Good morning, guys. We are out of the campgrounds. It is just after 9 a.m. and we are heading into town. We are going to get some LP, some propane. We're going to just top off the tank. We've emptied our gray water. We've emptied our toilet cassette. We filled up with clean water. So we are ready to rock and roll for the rest of this trip.
Probably.
Yeah, I think once we get the LP topped off, and I don't even know how empty it is, because all we're using it for is cooking on the stove. We're not using the water heater or anything like that, and we're not taking showers in here. We just go a couple of days and then take showers when we stop for an electrical site. That's really all we've been doing.
Yeah. We might need to empty the toilet cassette 1 or 2 more times. But I don't think we're going to have to fill up with water. I don't think we're going to have to empty the gray.
Yeah, I think everything's going to be good from now on. We are 1 day short of the halfway point, and truthfully, we had, what, half a tank of fresh water yet, and our gray water was maybe a little over a quarter full. Okay. Not quite half, but... So right now, yeah, I'm just going to... a place they actually fill LP tanks. I didn't want to exchange this one and buy a new one, especially if this one's only half empty. But I don't have a reserve propane tank. So if this one runs out when we're out doing something, you know, then yeah, it's going to kind of screw us up. So I want to just get it topped off now, that way we don't have to worry about it anymore. Alright guys, talk to you later.
Okay, there's Mark and one of the diggers called Harold getting some instruction at the Dig This playground in Invercargill. The man in the orange standing in the door of the cab is his instructor, Lex.
Oh, you need to go and unwind it, otherwise it'll pop off. If he starts going the other way, see what you just...
And here's the thing, my husband hates the spinning rides at the at the fairground and stuff like that. My favorites are like the teacups and the tilt whirl, and he hates those.
He's going around the other way.
Oh my gosh. That is the handstand. He's got Mark doing some digging now. They gave Mark the machine with the boring name. They have one called Inverdiggle, as you can see over there. There's another one over here called Dirt Monroe, you know, Bert Monroe. And then there's Harold. All right, now Lex has got Mark picking up some tires. Get that tire on there. Oh, that's right. Oh, we got it. So close. Lex has now placed like a basketball in front of Mark. A couple of them. I see 3 basketballs. Oh, I take that back. 2 basketballs. They are on top of cones. Let's see what he has to do. There are 3 basketballs. I can't count. Yeah, he got it! Then I think he has to put it into that tire that's just to the left. Yeah, it's a 2-pointer. Okay, hon, what did you do?
I wet myself.
What did you do?
I had a little accident. Yeah, I totally flattened the fucking car. I got training on how to use a digger, and then we actually climbed. After I got used to the controls and everything on a 15-ton digger, and then we went over to one that they call Big Bertha, and that's a 20-ton digger, and we just totally flattened a car.
I recorded the whole thing. He still has a big grin on his face. I think that grin's gonna last all day.
Yeah. We just had our lunch, and it was our first national, worldwide,
American style.
American style fast food, and we went to KFC. Not one that Jen's very happy with, but I was to the point I had to eat. I was getting hungry.
Yeah.
The winds here are just atrocious. The gusts are doing like 40 miles an hour. We were going to go down to Bluff, but we're just not. We're not going to risk the winds anymore. We're just going to get up to Duneden, I think is what it's called.
Duneden.
Yeah.
I think is what she said. Duneden.
Oh, I've heard Duneden.
Duneden?
Duneden is the way the lady at the gas station pronounces it. Because I told her Dunedin or Dueden or she goes Duneden. So yeah, that's it. And then when we were at the Dig This place, Lex, the guy that was instructing me, was telling me on which way to go, but in order to go that way, that means we also have to go down to Bluff. And like I said, we're just not going to do that anymore, so we are just going to head to Baldwin Street. Baldwin Street. Yeah, Baldwin Street. The steepest graded road in the world. It's in the Guinness Book of World Record.
I don't want to walk up it.
Yeah,
He's going to make me walk up it. I don't want to walk up it.
The people at Dig This, when we told them we were doing that, and they looked right at me and said, "You're not going to be able to drive your camper van up that." It's like, I didn't plan on doing that. You know, I'll walk up it a little bit, but I'm not going to drive on it. So that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. That's what's going on today. Right now, the winds aren't too bad because, well, they're at my back. So they're just kind of pushing me right now. But if I ever have to turn and go another direction, things could change. You know, 40 mile an hour might not sound bad, but when you're in a big tank like this, it just blows you around.
I keep calling it a barn. We're driving a barn.
Yeah, basically. So we'll see you when we can. If we decide that the winds are just getting too strong and we don't want to continue on, there are backup contingency plans in place. Basically, the very next good-sized town that we come to actually has a free campsite, and we will just camp there. So that right now is what we're doing. Okay, so we've made it to the town where we would make our decision on if we're going to just stay here and camp or keep going. And I think we've decided that the winds are feeling pretty good around here, so we're just going to keep going.
I agree.
So we're going to get to Duneden, and we'll see Baldwin Street, and hopefully we'll even get in to see the castle tonight.
Oh, that would be awesome.
But I don't want to push that too much and have to drive late in the day to get to our campsite either. So
Sure.
I kind of want to play that by ear now too. It's one thing about doing a trip like this, you know, you just gotta do what you're allowed to do and give it to do. You know, with the winds today, we had to give up Bluff. There was just no way that we felt safe going down there. You know, when you're sitting there driving along in a tank like this, and all of a sudden it blows you off into this other lane.
The oncoming traffic.
Yeah, the oncoming traffic lane. That's too dangerous. You just don't do that shit. So we decided that we just needed to skip it and move on to what was given to us. And right now, that's Duneden. 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 Duneden.
Duneden? I know, I'm a Lord of the Rings fan. Shut up.
Yeah. Oh crap! You know what? We never went to that park that I wanted to in Invercargill to get pictures of the statues.
What statues?
The Burt Monroe statues that I was telling you about.
Oh.
We never did that. Damn it!
Was that Queen's Park?
That might have been.
Because, yeah, I had seen Queen's Park on the map and I had mentioned it to you. Oh well, we're not going back.
Yes, we are.
Pardon?
It's only been like 3 hours. We can turn around and go back. We are less than an hour away from Duneden. Yeah, pronounced it right. And yeah, we'll get to see Baldwin Street and a castle.
And a castle.
I think the pavement is actually dry.
Wow! You mean it hasn't rained here yet today?
Apparently not. Look at this, guys. It's actually dry and sunny. Holy cow, look at that. We can actually see hills way off in the distance now.
And blue skies, not gray.
Okay, so we are here in Duneden, and we are at Baldwin Street. And we're going to go out there and we're going to try to walk a little bit of it. And I'm going to take some pictures on this camera. How you doing, dear?
I'm coming.
Street's a little steep. All right, I'm going to try to record. Hopefully you can hear me through the wind. We are at the top of nearly at the top. The top is right up there, but we just can't go any further. We are at the top of Baldwin Street. The angle was 20 degrees that Jen measured at one point. We don't know if that's the actual real measurement or if there's any place steeper. But yeah, we just can't go any further. Whew, what a climb. Starting to rain, so we're going to go back down. Oh, okay, I made it down. I actually had to leave Jen behind. She had her coat on, and that's a little bit waterproof. Actually, it's very waterproof. All right, so Jen just now got here. She had her coat on. That's a little bit rainproof, so I kind of booked it down the hill quite quick. So sorry I left you.
That's all right.
We did witness a couple of cars going up the hill as we were coming down. And they sounded like they were in like second gear, just having it floor, just the sidewalk actually has steps, so you can actually step up easier. You don't have to lean forward and all that. And Jen was just telling me that technically it is no longer the steepest street in the world.
As of July of this year.
Yeah, there's a street in Wales that the Baldwin Street was a 35% grade, and the street in Wales was 37% grade. So I'm wondering if they may have just regraded the road to be just a little bit steeper just to get the title. So what you doing, dear?
Watching TV. Sitting down, waiting for the green beans and the sauce to cook through, because they're cold.
Green beans and sauce of what, huh?
We're making chicken Alfredo with red onions, mushrooms, and green beans over some rotini noodles.
That looks pretty good.
Actually, it does look really good.
And then the noodles are over here. Still hot.
Another minute or two.
Okay.
They're warm. They're not hot.
Oh, good morning. Another quick little breakfast. Oh, that's a train behind us. Get ready to go here. We just stayed in a little car park by a train station. There was boondock camping here. They call it freedom camping here, but we're going to go to Larnarch Castle. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure. Larnach. I think that's how it's spelled. It's only about 20 minutes from here, but from what I understand, because this is also a paid parking lot, they monitor this area very well. They have officers that patrol it all day long to make sure that the campers are not here and that people can have it during the day. And then the campers can start moving in at around like 6 o'clock or sometime around there. And that's actually about the time that we got here. So might do another stop somewhere along the way. I saw a couple of beaches and stuff like that, but just don't know if we're going to get there. But then we're going to go head up to Moeraki. I truthfully don't know how to pronounce the words and the names of these places. But they had the ocean boulders up there, so we're going to go see those. And then from there, we're going to, I think I keep on calling it Teneu, but it's, was it Tekapo? Is that right?
That sounds right.
Okay.
It's better than Teneu.
Yeah, I was like way off. The plan is to stay there for a couple of nights in the hopes that we can get a clear sky so we can actually see southern constellations and stuff like that. So that's the plan. That's what we're doing, and that's where we're at. So we gotta get going. All right, so we're done at Larnarch Castle, and we're heading back into Duneden and doing a little bit of shopping. Jen dropped her thermal coffee mug cup thermos thing and broke the seal on it, so it's no longer retaining the heat.
It's just a fancy Starbucks cup now.
So
I can still drink coffee out of it, but it's not going to keep the coffee hot for hours anymore. I need a new one.
Okay, we're at the Moeraki boulders, Moeraki, that's the way I've been pronouncing it, but it could be anything. Moeraki, 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 we don't know. But we're going to walk down, we're going to see the boulders. And just so you guys know, we are here with the incoming of the high tide, so we're going to get a lot of wave action. All right, so we're done here at the Moeraki, whatever you want to call it.
I think it's Moeraki.
Jen thinks it's Moeraki. But I remember as we were coming up here, I had a pin for Shag Rock, but I couldn't remember what for, and we passed it about 10 minutes before we got here, so we're going to backtrack down to Shag Rock, and then we're going up to Tekapo. So we got about 3 hours left of driving today, plus the time spent at Shag Rock. So we need to get going. Okay, so we're at a seal viewing site here. It's right off of Shag Point, and we're going to just walk up this pathway here. Oh yeah, I just saw another one there. Yeah, there's two of them there. One's laying down, the other one's just been coming up the hill. How cool is that? Didn't think we'd get this close to them. You're so cute. Okay, so Jen just realized that...
Well, it was in the paper.
Oh, it was in the paper. So, this weekend is Daylight Savings Time, which means at home we would lose an hour. But does that mean we lose an hour here, or do we gain an hour here?
No, we would gain an hour because it's fall back.
Right.
Spring ahead, you actually lose an hour.
But I don't know if it's just the same thing worldwide.
Right.
Or if the hemispheres are different for some reason.
There's your tower. We were seeing that off in the distance.
That's a different tower.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay,
we are far away from that tower.
Okay, so the clocks are supposed to change this weekend, and we don't know which way they're going.
Nope.
And hopefully your camera is picking up my raspy, scratchy voice.
Yeah, she's been taking more of her Zoloft.
Advair.
Oh, Advair, sorry. And it affects her throat.
It's my voice horse.
She's been taking a little bit more of it because her rescue inhaler is almost gone, so she's really been trying not to use it at all. So yeah, she's starting to sound like she's been smoking for like the last 60 years.
Or like I just woke up.
Yeah.
And, you know, all the time.
Yeah. What did we just do, dear?
Nothing.
We went down to, I guess I've been pronouncing the word wrong, Tekapo?
Tekapo.
Tekapo, okay. So I've been saying Tekapo and stuff like that.
And Tekapo. Tanua.
Anyway, we went down to the lake and we just kind of laid there, literally, and just stared up at the sky. There's like no clouds in the sky.
It's a great night for stargazing.
Yeah, we saw Jupiter, Saturn. We saw the Milky Way. We saw
Sagittarius,
Scorpio. A few other constellations. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, it is pretty cool. We're going to see about getting out of here and getting to the spot where we wanted to be tonight, and it's out in the middle of nowhere. It's away from the town. It's away from all the lights here and the campgrounds and stuff like that. So all we got to do now is hope for a clear night tomorrow night.
And even with the ambient light pollution from the campground, we could still see
Yeah, we
the
saw
Milky Way.
a lot.
Yeah.
But Jen's really hoping to see an aurora, so we'll see what happens. Okay, good morning, guys. This is, what day is this? 28th? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Saturday.
We've got 5 days to make our ferry crossing on the 3rd. The only problem is we've kind of run out of things to do, according to my itinerary. We've done everything that I said, yeah, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do that. And we're literally like 4 hours from Picton. So we are going to backtrack a little bit. We're going back down to Oamaru.
Not Aura, Oa.
Oamaru?
Oamaru.
Okay, whatever. Oamaru. And they have I think it's a blue penguin colony or a yellow penguin colony.
I think blue. I think the sign just said penguin colony.
I want to say it's the yellow eye penguin, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong. But it could be a blue penguin too. But anyway, we're going to back down there. They also have the steampunk headquarters. Don't know what that is. We're going to check it out. Don't know what else. I mean, right now this morning, we're going to go back down to the lake, which is right behind us.
And we're going to do St. John's Observatory.
Yep, we're going to take some pictures down at the lake. The mountains across the way, they're snow-capped. You got the early morning sun on them and everything. They look beautiful. So we're going to drive down there real quick and then grab a couple pictures. And then we're going to up this way. It's like literally right over there. And we're going to go to the St. John's Observatory, check it out. I don't know what you do at an observatory, so we're going to find out, okay? Okay, so we got moving a little bit early. St. John's is not open quite yet, but I think I found where I was supposed to have gone for camping last night, and I'm going to see if I can find it. I'm going to turn down this road. I think it's called Powerhouse. See, now,
It says camping prohibited.
Right, but then people
There's
have been there, yeah.
Down there that it is permitted. It's weird.
It's actually saying it's prohibited, but people were just there like 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to see if I can find this place. I know that they say that the signs are, telling you you can't, but in actuality you can. All right, I came down that powerhouse road, and we actually crossed the canal at a bridge, and now I'm right next to the canal. It's right there, and I'm going down Tekapo Canal Road, and this is supposed to basically take us to where we should have been camping last night. But yeah, all the signs leading onto here kept on saying that, no through vehicles, it was pedestrian and bicycles only. So yeah, it's very misleading. Patterson's Ponds, Tekapo. That's it. That's what we needed to get to. Alright, I found the Patterson Ponds driveway, I guess. So this is what our view would have been this morning.
Oh.
Well, that was kind of interesting. We went down a gravel dirt road for probably a good 20 minutes or so, maybe even a little bit more. And it set off the smoke detector in the truck. Just all the dust was kicking up, and I had my window down because it's so nice, and all that dust was just like blowing back in through the open window. Now, pretty much all the surfaces in the truck are just coated with just this layer of dust. Judd's already wiped down the kitchen counter, the work surface, the stovetop, and all that. But the observatory is like right up there, and they don't open until 10. The thing that Jen was looking at was saying 9. We pulled up, I think it was like 10 after 9 or something like that. The gates were still locked and closed, and so, like, what the hell? I thought that this was supposed to be open, but signs all around it saying 10 a.m., not 9. So that's why we were out on the gravel road. We just figured we'd just keep on going down that road and see where it led. It was a lot of fun. Okay, I'm going to record this quickly before we jump out because it's really windy out there. We are at the top of the mountain at the St. John's Observatory, so the wind is just howling up here. And as soon as I step out there, you're not going to hear me Jen has made the decision. We are going to pay the $80 a person to do the tour of whatever it is.
Fuck it.
Fuck it, we're going to do it. So, it's actually quite a nice view. I will get a quick panoramic view of what we see out here. I mean, it's snow-capped mountains and everything around here. So,
And I think...
and that's the canal down there.
And then the lake
And we-
Tekapo of this town is over that way.
Yeah. So, okay, we're going to get out there and see what this place has. I think I'm going to grab my jacket, though. It's a little cool up here. Okay, guys, we are heading down off of the observatory. They do not do the tours up here. We have to find the main office downtown at 1 lane down in the town. So we are heading down to the town to find this location and see about doing what was it called? A night sky?
Dark sky experience.
Okay.
But it's inside.
Yeah, it's inside, so they do it day and night and stuff. I don't know when the schedule them. I don't know if it's every hour, or if you can just do it when you show up or what. But I tell you, up here, the parking lot gets very full very quick, and people don't know how to fucking park. Jen just saw the altitude that we were at the summit up there. What was it?
Almost 3,100 feet. But I think when we were on top of the Beartooth a couple years ago, we were at 12,000 feet.
Yeah, the Beartooth, we were... Actually, I think I was right at or right under 11,000. If I remember right. But still, I mean, it's a good-sized hill. I don't really want to consider this a mountain, because those are mountains that are out there. But it's also like this big, huge mound out in the middle of basically a range of mountains. So it's well sheltered, well protected for the most part. But yet it's elevated high enough to get good, clear shots of the sky. Okay, so we are done at the dark sky. You want to tell us what happened here?
I'm a little sad, but we didn't get to see the little indoor dark sky project presentation that they had. We got there at about 11.
About 10:30. What is it?
It was 11.
Okay.
It was 11. The 11:20 tour showing, whatever you want to call it, was booked pretty full with little kids. She said she could have squeezed us in, but was looking a little doubtful about it. The next one after that would have been 12:20, and we didn't want to wait. So we tootled around the gift shop for a little bit, and I bought a mug that changes, brings up, it's got stars on it, and then when you fill it up with your hot liquid, it brings up the shapes of the constellations around it. So I like those. I think they're fun. And then we went and got gas, and now we have second breakfast.
Yep, second breakfast. Oh, I think I'm glad we're leaving. It's really windy up here today.
Yeah, very windy. And we are heading down to Oamaru. Pardon me if I butchered that pronunciation. We're going to look into doing the penguin colony and the steampunk thing.
All right, I saw a sign and had to pull over so I can get some pictures. There are apparently Maori, like cliff drawings and stuff like that. Little, what do you call those things?
Pictograms?
Pictograms, yeah. Stuff like that.
Good camouflage, man. You gotta have sharp eyes.
All right, sorry for any wind noise. But we arrived at the penguin colony, and the penguins are still out hunting and fishing. They usually don't come back in until around 6.
Or 6:30.
Or 6:30, somewhere in there. So we're just kind of walking down Oamaru. We're going to go to a New World grocery store, pick up some milk, and then head back. And hopefully by that time, the penguins will start wanting to come in. Probably not. Because it'll only be like 4:30, 5 o'clock. So I'm sure we got some time to kill. We did get to see some seals, though.
That was cool.
Right where the penguins come in, there were like 10 seals sitting there. So that was kind of cool. Well, they go in that little area to cool off, they said, right?